Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Great Plains Lutheran High School. At this time, we would invite you to stand, face the American flag, remove your caps, place your hand over your hearts, and give respect to our American flag as the Great Plains Lutheran Band plays our national anthem. Tonight's volleyball contest is between the Mustangs of Waubay Summit and the Panthers of York Great Plains Lutheran High School. The two schools participating in this event are members of the South Dakota High Schools Activity Association, which have adopted the rules under which the games are conducted. A strong commitment to excellence, fair play, and sportsmanship are vital to this activity's success. Remember, good sportsmanship begins with you. And now let's meet starters. First of all, for the Mustangs. Starting, a senior, number 2, Zoe O'Reilly. A junior, number 4, Samantha Swanson. A sophomore, number 5, Marga Block. A senior, number 10, Michaela Johnston. A sophomore, number 11, Emily Ulrich. A senior, number 15, Kelsey Pearson. And a junior, number 22, Elena Berger. The Mustangs are coached by Shonda Holscher and assisted by Alicia LaCourse. And now, starting for the Great Plains Panthers, starting with our junior Panthers for the evening, Olivia Giovanatone and Bryn Holman. Now getting to play on the court, a senior, number 1, Reagan Scone. A senior, number 7, Natalie Lent. A senior, number 9, Anna Fritzy. A sophomore, number 11, Lexi Charlemagne. A sophomore, number 12, Sarah Werner. A junior, number 15, Kendra Schleck. And a junior, number 25, Kristen Kluck. The Panthers are coached by Luke Rodewald and assisted by Gina Radu and Cheryl Zeck. Our officials tonight are Beth Scott and Cassie Bloom. It's time to play some volleyball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aiden Holeen. I am a senior here at Great Plains Lutheran High School, and I will be your volleyball commentator tonight for the matchup between the Great Plains Lutheran Panthers and the Waubay Summit Mustangs. Now the Panthers go into tonight with a record of 5-8. The Mustangs come in with a record of 2-8. So you may be thinking that this should be an easy win for the Panthers, but in all reality, I think my prediction, I think this game's gonna go into 5 sets. I don't know who'll win, but I think this is gonna be a very back and forth matchup between these two schools because, I mean, Great Plains does have a little bit of record. They both have 8 losses, but they do have. But the thing is that Waubay Summit, they have had a much tougher schedule than Great Plains has had so far. I mean, for example, Great Plains, their really only signature win so far this season has been last week. They beat Wilmot in 5 sets, which is a great win for our girls. But other than that, they've beaten the teams they were supposed to beat, the teams with 0-1 wins on the season. So they're beating the bad teams, but they're just not up there. They're not beating the good teams yet. So it'll be interesting to see how the game plays out tonight. This is the first time that these two teams have met, and I believe they will meet at least one more time. I believe they match up. I believe the 13th of October. They're gonna go play at Summit. Reagan scoring in the first set. We're gonna have Solomon on the middle hit here. That was a dig there by Ulrich. That was a push there by Pearson of the Mustangs. Solomon again. And she'll hit that out, and it'll be a point for the Mustangs to open up this first set. Now, I will be a little rusty with names for the Mustangs to start out, but once the game goes on, I feel like I'll get a little better. That was Pearson on the serve. And that's an ace for Pearson, her first on the night. Mustangs take an early 2-0 lead. Pearson again. Serve received by Fritzy to Scone, who's going to push it over. That was Berger hitting it over. That's Lent to Scone to Warner. That was Pearson to Berger. That was a push there by Swanson. And Swanson lands it. Point for the Mustangs. Early 3-0 lead for the Mustangs. Pearson on the serve. And it'll be a point for the Panthers as it goes into the net. Sarah Warner on the serve. That's going to end. She's going to get an ace, her first of the night. And it'll be a point for the Panthers. Warner on the serve again. And that doesn't get over this time, and it'll go right back to the Mustangs here. As number 10 of the Mustangs, Johnston, subs out for Ness, number 3. Swanson now on the serve for the Mustangs. Serve received by Cluck to Scone to Warner with the push. It's a dig there by Ulrich to Berger to Pearson, and she can't get it over. And it will be a point for the Panthers, now down 3-4 as Kendra Schleck gets her first action of the night, coming in for Alexi Charlemagne. Clock on the serve. Serve received by Pearson to Swanson. That's blocked with the push. That was Schleck with the middle hit coming. Dig there by Ulrich. She's going with the set out to Lent. And she lands it. I'm sorry. I remember that I was told by our volleyball team that I'm not allowed to say she lands it. So because apparently that sounds weird. So I'm sorry, volleyball team again. I will try not to say that anymore. That was Cluck on the serve there, serve received by Pearson. And that was Block hitting it over. Just going with the set to Schlecht in the middle, she'll have to push it over. And that was Swanson hitting it over. We go Scone out to Lent again. And Pearson can't control it. It'll be a point for the Panthers now at the 5-4 lead in this first set. Cluck on the serve. Serve received by Pearson to Ness. Then to Block, hitting it over. Dig by Lent to Scone, out to Lent. And she lands at another kill for Lent. That's 2 on the night for her. Cluck on the serve once again for the Panthers. Serve receive there by, I believe that was O'Reilly. Scone with the set out to Fritzy. Does it there by Swanson to Pearson to Berger. Scone with this out to Lent again. And that's 3 on the night for Lent. That's 3 on the night for Lent so far. Panthers with a quick 7-4 lead. Cluck with the serve. Serve received by O'Reilly to Pearson. So that was Berger. He's going with the set to select in the middle. Dig by Pearson to Swanson. Out to Block. Dig by Warner to Scone. To Lent outside. Serve received there by O'Reilly. And that was Swanson trying to hit it over. She couldn't get it over the net. It'll be a point for the Panthers. Up 8-4. A little 8-2 run after starting the game down 2-0. Serve received there by Pearson. That was Ness pushing it over. Dig by Cluck. To Scone with the push right back. That's Block. To Swanson. Dig by Warner. And Scone with a nice effort. She gets it over. The Mustangs retaliate. Rally. I don't know what I was saying there. I'm sorry. A little miscommunication by the Mustangs. They can't get it over. Point Panthers up 9-4. Cluck on the serve. And Pearson can control. It's an ace for Cluck. Her first of the night, I believe, and the Mustangs will call a timeout. As the Panthers take control of this first set, it looks like 10-4. Now, like I said, even though, I mean, the Panthers do have a little better lead, or a better record, I should say. They're really only, like, when it comes to, like, South Dakota State, like, when it comes to, like, the playoffs and stuff, when it comes to regions, they go by seed points, not by record. So it's like a combination of, like, games you won and lost, plus it takes that into account, plus it takes into account the teams you played. For example, I mean, we're sitting at a seed points total of, like, 37.85, which is, like, below 500, because, like, 40 is about average. But if you're below that, then it's, like, you either like below 500, you played easy teams. And so like we're at 37.85, while Waubay Summit's only at like 37.3, which means that they've played much tougher teams than we have throughout the course of the season so far. We're back to the action here. We got Scone with the set to Fritzy outside. And O'Reilly with the dig. We got Swanson out to Pearson. And Cluck smartly lets it go. And we point for the Panthers, up 11-4. Cluck on the serve again. Serve received by O'Reilly to Swanson. He's going with the set to select in the middle. Dig by Pearson. And Swanson was trying to push that one. And she gets it into the net, and it's a quick 12-4 lead. As Berger now takes a seat for O'Farrell. Cluck on the serve once again. Serve received by Pearson. Swanson with the push. Can the Panthers recover? And they can't. Good effort though. But they couldn't get it over in time, and it will be a point for the Mustangs, ending a huge run there by the Panthers. As O'Farrell now comes back out, and Berger will come back in for the Mustangs. Berger on the serve for the Mustangs. Serve received by Fritzy. Just going with the push. Swanson setting it out. So that was Ness. Just going with the set out to Lent again. Nice dig there by Block. Pearson with the hit. And Schleich couldn't get there. It'll go off her hands. And quick back-to-back points for the Mustangs. Berger on the serve. Serve received by Cluck to Warner. To Scone knocking it over. Pearson to Swanson. I believe that was Ulrich there. She couldn't keep that one in play. Just goes a little over. And it'll be a point for the Panthers now. Up 13-6 in this first set. Fritz on the serve. Serve received by Berger. Well, that was Swanson. Lent on the outside hit. Serve received by Berger. To Swanson. Out to block. Nice dig there by Cluck. Then with the push. Dig by Pearson. To Swanson. To Ulrich in the middle. Now it's going to outside set to Lent. Dig by Berger. Schleich's going to knock it back over. They have a big volley going on right now. Let's see if Schleich can end it. And she does. Nice out there by Kendra Schleich with the kill. As Pearson can control it. Point for the Panthers. Up 14-6. Fritzy on the serve. Serve received by Pearson. To Swanson. Out to block. She'll knock it over. And a couple of Panthers collide there. And it'll be a point for the Mustangs. We're going to block on the serve for the Mustangs. Serve received by Cluck. Scone to Lent with the push. Serve received by, that was Berger, my bad. And Pearson tries to go for the kill, but it hits the net before it can get over. That looked like that had some heat on it if she got it over. Lent on the serve for the Panthers. And that doesn't get over, and then it hits the top and falls down, and it's a point for the Mustangs. As Michaela Johnston comes in, if she takes out Ness. And Michaela Johnson is up to serve. Service there by Lent to Scone to Schlecht in the middle. Dig by Block to Swanson to Ulrich in the middle. And a little miscommunication. I think Lent thought Clark had it. Clark couldn't get there in time, and it'll be a point for the Mustangs. Now down 6, 15-9. Johnson on the serve. Serve received by Fritzy. To Scone, out to Warner. So dig there by Berger. To Swanson. To Pearson, tipping it over. Starts with the kill. Sorry, she didn't kill it. She just spiked it. I just assumed she was going to get over. A nice hit there by Pearson, backing up. It'll be a point for the Mustangs. They're going to call a lift there. I believe Regan Scone. They didn't give a number. I'm just assuming it was Regan Scone. Not entirely sure. Panthers up 15-10. Fritzy serve received there off of Johnson serve. Lent with the hit. And it'll go out the back. And the Mustangs have closed the lead to 4 as Coach Rodwell takes his timeout. Now, like I said, I'm mentioning all these things about seed points. And there are 11 teams in our region. Now, the way it works is that once the season ends, we're going to do pretty much a single elimination tournament with these 11 teams. And most of these teams are going to, like in the northeastern part of the state with Great Plains. So, I mean, we have Northwestern at the top. They're 10-0. They still have not lost a set all season. They're just a huge powerhouse. They're the defending state champions. Then right behind them is Warner, who's 13-1. And they've lost only 4 sets all season, 3 of them coming to Northwestern. Another one coming against Dubrook in a tournament in Arlington, I believe, this last weekend. I'll get to the more standings in a little bit as we resume play. Warner with the hit there to hit the top of the net, fall down. And the lead is now 3 for the Panthers as the Mustangs come back. Johnson on the serve once again. Serve received by Cluck. To Scone. To Warner. Took there by Johnston. There's a push there by Ulrich, I believe. Select in the middle. That'll be blocked there by Ulrich. So the Panthers can retaliate. Warner tipping it over. Mustangs weren't ready for it. I'll be totally honest with you, it didn't look like Warner was trying to do that, but I mean, whatever works. As Kristen Clark will take a seat for Lexi Charlemagne coming back in. Selecting the serve. Serve received by Block. To Johnston, out to Pearson. And a nice hit there by Pearson. She gets the kill there. As the lead is now back down to 3 once again. As Kendra Schleck takes a seat for Kristen Cluck. And O'Farrell comes in for Berger for the Mustangs. Ulrich on the serve. Serve received by Lent. To Charlemagne. Just going with the push. And Mustangs weren't ready for that one. And it'll be a point for the Panthers, up 17-13. Just going with the serve. Serve received there by Pearson. Johnston, I believe that was O'Farrell. Just going with the set out to Charlemagne in the middle. That's Johnston. To Swanson, a huge set out there to Pearson. And that got some heat on that. And it'll be a point for the Mustangs. As I was going to say she lands it, but apparently that's not, I'm not allowed to say that. So she gets the kill there for the Mustangs. Lead is still 3. Pearson on the serve. Service there by Fritzy, and they're going to call a lift on Fritzy there. Big point for the Mustangs. The lead is now 2. It looked like the Panthers were going to control this first set, but the Mustangs have fought right back in this. Props to them. Pearson on the serve again. That's some heat on that serve. And it's a nice push there by Scone. A great one at that. And the Panthers bump the lead back up to 3. Warner on the serve. Serve received by, I believe that was O'Farrell. Swanson on the hit. And so got the kill. Clark couldn't get there in time. It'll be a point for the Mustangs. Each team with 1 timeout left. I'm assuming at least 1 will call timeout in the near future. Johnston will be now subbed out for Ness for the Mustangs. That was Swanson on the serve. Service by Cluck to Scone to Lent. Just, I mean, that Vermeer looked about a foot out. So it was really, really close. Couldn't get, she couldn't, I was going to say she couldn't land it, but I can't say that. Point Mustangs. The lead is now 1 for the Panthers. There's a dig there of Pearson, and she'll tip it over. But they're going to call, I don't know what that was. I think that was over the net. I'm not entirely sure. That was a call I did not recognize. But either way, it's a point for the Panthers. I don't know if it was over the line into the net. It was something like that. Not entirely sure. It's a nice dig there by O'Farrell. Or Ulrich, my bad. That was Lent knocking it over. That was Ness hitting it over for the Mustangs. We'll have Lent hitting it over. I don't know if that was a bad set by Scone or a little miscommunication there, but the lead is still 1 for the Mustangs as Berger comes in for O'Farrell. That was Berger on the serve. Serve received by Fritzy. Just going with the push. We have Ness with the middle set there. I believe that was Ulrich. I keep forgetting their name. And it'll be a point for the Panthers. It's now 20-18. See if the Panthers can capture this first set. Fritzy on the serve. Serve received by Pearson. And they're going to call that a point for the Mustangs as they're going to call a lift on the Panthers. They're going to have, I believe that a block is now going to come out for the Mustangs in turn of O'Reilly, and she's up to serve now. Serve received by Cluck to Warner to Schlecht. O'Reilly to Swanson and Pearson with a huge hit, but I believe that was blocked there by either one of our girls or by the net And the Panthers regain a 2-point lead. Lent on the serve should get an easy ace there, as it's just flat out just not communicating by the Mustangs. Panthers up 22-19. Lent on the serve. Serve received there by Berger. That was a push there by Pearson. It'll be a point for Mustangs. Panthers now 22-20. Johnson now coming in for. Couldn't see who she came in there for. There was a serve receive there by Lent to Scone. To strike in the middle, and she gets the kill. Panthers up 23-20. Just 1 point away now from getting this first set. Scone. Oh, we have Kristen Clark now taking the seat for Lexi Charlemagne. And Kendra Schlecht will now serve for GPL. Serve received by O'Reilly to Pearson to Swanson. Dig by Fritzy. Scone with the outside set to Warner, and she gets a hold of it, but O'Reilly had the dig there. Johnson outside set to Pearson. Nice dig there by Lent. That goes all the way to the top of the ceiling, and Fritzy's going to push it over. Dig by Pearson to Johnson, back to Pearson. She gets a hold of it. Panthers control. They'll call it into the net there on Reagan Scone. Point for the Mustangs, as Kendra Schlecht takes a seat for Kristen Cluck. And O'Farrell now will come in for Berger for the Mustangs. That was Ulrich on the serve. He's going with the set to Warner, and they're going to call a point for the Panthers. That was over the line. I'm not entirely sure. Over the line. But I believe that was Johnston. I'm not entirely sure. All right, I have Reagan Scone now. Set point for the Panthers. There's dig there by O'Reilly to Johnston, out to Pearson. She's going to push it. And it'll be a point for the Mustangs. That was partially blocked there by Charlemagne. Premier looked like it stayed on their side of the net. But alas. All right, Pearson on the serve for the Mustangs. Going to have to make a 3-0 run here if they want to keep this in play. Or 2-0 run, my bad. We have Lent on the hit here. Dig by Blocked, and it'll be a point for the Panthers there, as the Panthers win the first set 25-22. A good win, a good back and forth set there. Good win there by the Panthers. And I'll be back in about 3 minutes with the second set. All right, now we are back with the second set. Pierce on the serve there right away. Serve received by Cluck. To Scone. To Gosh in the middle, getting her first playing time of the night. She can't keep that one in play, and it'll be a point for the Mustangs right out of the gates. Pierce on the serve. Serve goes out. Can't keep that one in play. And it'll be a point for the Panthers. Right back up 1-1. We're going to Scone on the serve. Service there by Ulrich to Johnston, out to Swanson. And Gosh is going to get called for a lift there. And she tried to block that one, but couldn't keep that one in play that much. Swanson now on the serve for the Mustangs. Serve received by Fritzy. To Klug, my bad. To Lent, who knocks it over, dig by Pearson. To Swanson, out to, I believe that was Ness. Fritzy on the hit there, and she can't get it over the net. And it will be a point for the Panthers. Hey, I just checked my phone. Kendra Cluck texts me, says, hey, I'm watching, give me a shout out. Well, Kendra Cluck, here's your shout out. I got you, babe. Babe, I don't know. Hey, don't read too much into that. I did not mean to call you babe. You're a girl. I'm a guy. I have a girlfriend. You don't have a girlfriend. You have friends. I might be one of them. This is awkward. I'm just going to change the subject. That was Warner on the serve there. And I believe she'll get an ace as it's now 3-3. That's my little ramble there. Warner on the serve. And Pearson controls another ace for Warner. Warner on the serve once again for the Panthers. And she hits it into the net. And it will be a point for the Mustangs, I believe. Berger on the serve now. And it'll, that looked like it was about to go over, but it didn't, and it's now a point for the Panthers. Cluck on the serve. Be a point for the Mustangs as she hits it into the net, 5-5. Both teams coming out a little sloppy here. O'Reilly on the serve. Serve received by Cluck to Scone, and Warner couldn't get it over. Point for the Mustangs. Really sloppy volleyball here for the most part coming out in the second set. At least I think so. I really don't know what sloppy volleyball looks like. But, because I mean, if I played volleyball, it'd obviously be sloppy volleyball. It would just be bad volleyball in general because I'm terrible at it. But that was a huge kill there by Pearson. She can get a hold of that. And it'll be a point for the Mustangs, up 7-5 in the second set. O'Reilly on the serve. Serve received by Cluck. To Scone. To Warner with the push. They have a Pearson with a nice hit knocking it over. That's Schleck to Scone. Back to Schleck in the middle. As Ulrich got a part of it. That was O'Reilly to Swanson. To Pearson hitting it over. And then one from the outside hit coming, and she got a hold of that one. And it's a point for the Panthers with that kill. And the Fritzy now on the serve. And it'll go out. It'll be a point for the Mustangs, now up 6-8. Michaela Johnston now comes in for Ness, I believe, of the Mustangs. Johnson the serve. Service saved by Cluck. To Scone, to Lent outside. Dig by Pearson. To Johnston. To, I believe that was Pearson knocking it over. That's Schlecht hitting it back over. It's Berger to Johnson, out to Pearson. Holy cow, that was a huge kill there. There'll be a point for the Mustangs. And I believe a timeout is called there by Coach Rodewald, as the Mustangs lead 9-6. Now, as I was talking about with the whole region standings, following Northwestern and Warner is Florence Henry, who we played a little earlier this season, lost them in 5 sets. They're at 6-3. We're behind them is Langford. They only played 5 games so far. So they're 3-2 in the season. But I mean, Langford usually doesn't have very good girls sports programs, but it looks like this might be the year they're going to start turning things around. Then 5th is Wilmot, who we got our signature win over there at 8-5, followed by Waverly South Shore at 8-6. Clarkville Lake at 5-4. We're at 8th at 5-8. Waubay Summit is right behind us at 2-8. Britton Hecla at 0-8, and in last is Aberdeen Christian with 0-4 record. And Lang can keep that one in play to be a point for the Mustangs, now up 10-6. Well, that was Johnson on the serve there. Johnson on the set. To believe that's Ulrich. Dig by Warner. To Scone. To Schlecht with the kill. It's now 7-10. Natalie Lent on the serve for the Panthers. Dig by O'Reilly. To, I believe that was Johnston. Hit it over. Fritzy knocking it back over. Dig by, that was Ness. No, that was Berger. Pearson with the hit. Partially blocked there by Schlecht. They're going to call it point for the Panthers, as Swanson, I believe, was into the net. I'm not entirely sure. Lent on the serve. Serve received by, I believe that was Ulrich. Fritzy with the hit. To Schlecht, hitting it over. Serve receive by, that was Berger. To Johnston with Swanson, and that was, I was going to say, you better roll that out. That was out. Barely, though, but it was out. Point for the Panthers. Now only down 1, 9-10. Lent in the serve. Serve receive by O'Reilly. And Johnson whiffs on the set. It's a point for the Panthers.
He wants a shout out.
All right, now I'm supposed to give a shout out for someone who says Aiden's fan club. Says, hello, Aiden. Great commentating. Keep it up. I like to think I'm a great commentator, but the reality is that I'm not. I mean, I just do this. I would say like I get paid, but I don't get paid. I get like this little certificate that says I get 1 free thing at the concession stand. So, I mean, other than that, I do this for free because I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. It's not because I'm good at it. Oh no. No, I mean, I like to think I'm getting better, but in all reality, I think it's just if you're like a true volleyball player, you just probably would just mute this video. Just like, oh my goodness, this person is just absolutely terrible at commentating. Why is he even doing this? Why can't we just have no commentating? You know, that'd be great. Why can't we just do that? And you know what? That's a good question. But it's mainly because I told our athletic director, I'm like, hey, can I do commentating? I think it's a lot of fun, man. And he's like, yeah, sure, why not? Go right ahead. And that's how I came to be as a commentator. Meanwhile, the Panthers are up 12-11. Serve there by Ulrich. Serve received by Fritzy to Warner. Fritzy with the push. Oh, let's go with the push, my bad. Let's go with the set out to Schlecht. Gets partially blocked there. And Pearson wails on it. That goes flying out. Maybe a point for the Mustangs. Ulrich on the serve. And not Fritzy. Len couldn't get there in time, and it's going to be a point for the Mustangs now on, I believe, a little 3-0 run here as they retake the lead, 13-12. Ulrich on the serve. Fritzy hitting it over. That wasn't Fritzy, that was Pearson, and she gets the kill. Now we see I got another comment from my fan club, and it says commentating volleyball, 2 forms of entertainment. I feel like listening to me is just another form of entertainment, because you can probably just, sit at home, watch his live stream and be like, wow, this guy sucks at commentating. Just have a great night, just sitting there, just laughing at me the whole time. I feel like that'd be, I think that'd be a lot of fun. I mean, what I actually did one time last year, one time I was really bored on the weekend, so I seriously went on YouTube and I watched U.S. Olympic volleyball, and I just listened to the commentators. I was like, you know what can I learn from them? So I watched about half an hour of it. I like to think that I learned stuff, but already, I might have gotten a little better, but I can't get a whole lot better. We got a comment from Kendra Cluck. She is Kristen Cluck, Robero's older sister. She says, I'll come visit and commentate for you sometime. That would be good. An actual volleyball player who actually knows stuff about the sport. That would, hey, if you ever make a trip up, I'd love to commentate with you. Pearson with the outside hit there, but that'll be blocked by, I believe, Morgan Gosh, as the Panthers have a 2-point lead, 16-14 in the second set. Kendra Slack with the serve there. Pearson with the serve receive. He's going with the outside hit. Gosh is going to tip it over. And the Mustangs, nice communication, get it back over. He's going with the outside set to Warner. Did by Ulrich to Johnston. That's Pearson knocking it over. And Pearson will tip it right back over. It'll be a point for the Mustangs. Down 1, 16-15. Pearson on the serve. And Lentz on the serve receive to Scone. Out to Warner. Pearson on the dig. Johnson back to Pearson. And she can't keep that one in play. It'll be a point for the Panthers, up 17-15 now. Let's see if they can take the second set. Panthers on the serve. Or not Panther. Well, it was a Panther. Reagan Scone on the serve. We'll have blocking it over. Dig by Kristen Cluck. Scone to Warner. And she gets the kill there. Oh, to be honest with you, I almost said she lands it, but I know I'm not allowed to say that. As I believe the Mustangs coach calls her first timeout of this second set. Now, little upcoming events for Great Plains. Tomorrow night, our football team takes on Hamlin at the Watertown Stadium. That'll start at 7. And then on Monday, our cross-country team will travel to Dual. They'll run at 4 o'clock at the Clear Lake Golf Course. And our volleyball team will also travel to Castlewood, starting at 6:30 with the JV team. On Tuesday, the volleyball team is home against Sisseton, starting at 5:15 with the C game, and then following at 6:30 with the JV team. And then the 21st, I should say, next Thursday, we'll be right back here as the volleyball team, or we won't be right back here. The volleyball team will travel to Waverly. We talk on the starting at 6:15. We're going to have Fritzy knocking it over for the Panthers. Pearson with the dig. Gosh is going to hit it back over. And it'll be a point for the Panthers. We're going to call left there on, I believe, O'Farrell. Just going on the serve. Pearson on the dig. Oh, can the Mustangs get it back? And that was a bad serve receive there by Pearson. And it will be a point for Panthers because of it. Now 2015. Looks like they're going to take control of this second set. But we will still see O'Farrell hitting it over. Dig by Lent. Just going with the set to Gosh in the middle. Dig by Pearson to Johnston, out to Swanson. Or that was blocked, my bad. We're going to joust the top. And it'll be a point for the Panthers as it stays on the Mustang side. 21-15 GPL. Serve received by Johnston. Just going with the set to Gosh in the middle. And she gets the kills. Ball goes flying into the stands. Be a point for the Panthers. We'll have a rotation for the Mustangs. Number 3, Tristan Ness coming in for Michaela Johnston. Panthers up 22-15. Looks like they'll take this second set as well. Serve received there by Ulrich. And that was blocked there by Morgan Gosh off of O'Farrell's hit. Gosh in the middle trying to tip it over, but it'll hit the net and fall down. Point for the Mustangs. Down 6, 22-16. Serve there by Swanson. I'm sorry, I'm getting everything mixed up. Like I said, I mean, I'm not the best commentator. I'm far from the best, to say the least. Warner tipping it over, point for the Panthers, as Ness didn't know what to do there. 23-16 in favor of the Mustangs. Not in Mustangs, but the Panthers. Mustangs are down 23-16. Warren on the serve. Serve received by Pearson to O'Farrell. To Swanson with a nice hit, knocking it over. Just going with that side hit to Lent. She wails on it. Dig by Swanson. To Ness. To block. Let's Cluck with the dig. Just going to Lent again. A nice time by Fritzy to let it go. I think Coach Roll told her, like, hey, leave it, leave it, leave it. And it will be a point for the Panthers, now 1 away from winning the second set and taking a commanding lead in this game. Pearson with the serve receive there. And it'll out, and it'll be a point for the Panthers up. And they win this second set 25-16, and they take a commanding 2-0 lead. Now we'll be back in about 3 minutes with the third set, and we'll see if Great Plains can close out the Mustangs in 3. And we are back here with the third set. The Panthers are up 2-0. The 2-0 lead. And I do we have a comment from Aiden's fan club. It says, Aiden, what has been the best part of your year so far? You know what? That is a good question. I honestly, I don't know, if we're being honest. I mean, here, I'll ask you a question. Are we talking like just the school year, or are we talking the 2017 calendar year? Because I would probably have two different answers for each of them. And it'll be a point for the Panthers. Tying this back up 1-1. They're going to call a lift there. And Berger will now take a seat for O'Farrell. And Warner with the serve there. Serve received by Pearson. And I'm just going with the, I don't know if she's trying to set that out to Fritzy or what. But Fritzy couldn't keep that one in play. It'll be a point for the Mustangs, up 2-1. Ness was just subbed out as Swanson is on the serve. Fritzy with the push there. That was Ness to O'Farrell hitting it over. Length in the outside hit coming. Dig by Swanson to Ness. Outside, I believe that was block. Fritzy knocking it over. Nice job by the Mustangs to keep it in play. It's going to Charlemagne in the middle. Getting her first action since the first set. Charlemagne with the middle hit there. Rebel Farrell hit it, and it won't go over the net. And it will be a point for the Panthers as it's now tied back up 2-2. Cluck on the serve, serve received by O'Reilly. That was Ness to Swanson on the push. And that was Lent there. Is looked in her face. It looked like she didn't try to do that, but she ended up doing it. It'll be a point for the Panthers up 3-2. Cluck on the serve. Serve received by Pearson. And it'll be an ace for Cluck. Point for the Panthers. Kristen Cluck now on the serve. Once again. Serve received by Pearson. To Swanson. I believe that was O'Farrell. Oh, that was Olsen, my bad. It's a different player getting their playing time. Aiden's fan club says the school year. What is my favorite memory of the school year so far? That's a tough one. I'll have to think about it. Okay. Quick side note there with that. From my perspective, I mean, I want to be biased, but from my perspective, that looked out. That looked in. But that is a good question. What's my favorite memory of this calendar school year? I mean, one of the nice things is that we now get out of school at 2 o'clock, just so teachers can have meetings on Fridays, which is really nice. That is a lot of fun. I mean, there's been a lot of little stuff fun happening, like within classes and stuff like that, but I mean, nothing too major. I mean, football's a blast. But I mean, if I do want to go with the safe and conservative answer, I could say, you know what? The favorite part of my school year has been commentating for these volleyball games. Man, it's just such a blast. And you may think that's sarcasm, but to be totally honest with you, it is a lot of fun doing this. The only thing, I mean, if we're totally honest with you guys, I think we should start a hashtag. Hashtag give Aiden a stool, because I'm standing for all these games. I stood for every single home game. I stood for every home game last year, and I will stand for probably every home game this year until I get a stool, and I want to sit. So we should start a hashtag. Hashtag give Aiden a stool. Aiden needs a stool. Aiden's legs are tired. He's going to call 4 hits there on the Panthers. It's tied back up 6-6. As Olsen's serve doesn't make it over the net for the Mustangs. Panthers are leading 7-6. As if that was one serve not flying out. 7-7. It's all tied up. Back and forth. Third set so far. Thank you to Kendra Klein. Jordan in the hashtag. Hashtag give Aiden a stool. Serve receiver by Fritzy off of Berger serve. That's Warner to Olsen. So that was Johnston. Cluck's gonna have to push it over. Johnson out to Pearson. She wails on that one. Lands it. It'll be a point for Mustangs. Up 8-7. Miscommunication with the Panthers there. No one called they had it. No one thought they had it, I should say. It's 7-9 Mustangs now. Johnston serves it into the net there. And it will be a point for the Panthers. Gosh on the serve. Serve received by Olsen. And it's an ace for Gosh. Gosh on the serve again. Olsen on the serve. Serve receive. And she can keep that one in play. 10-9 Panthers. They retook the lead here. Gosh on the serve once again. And that one's going to fly out the back. Point for the Mustangs. Tied up 10-10. As Gosh takes a seat for Kristen Cluck coming back in the game. That's Ulrich on the serve. Serve received by Lent to Scone. Out to Warner. And that just lands out the backside. Oh, I'm sorry, not allowed to say she lands it. That falls just out the back. Point Mustangs. Ulrich on the serve, and that's short. Point for the Panthers, 11-11. Going on the serve. Serve received by Pearson. And it'll be an ace for Reagan Scone. Scone on the serve once again. It's O'Farrell. And that barely didn't go over the net for the Mustangs. That's 13-11 Panthers. Going on the serve once again. Serve received by Pearson. Johnston to Swanson. One on the outside hit, and one for the Mustangs. That'll be 4 hits on the Panthers. Kelsey Pearson on the serve for the Mustangs. And what a serve there. That goes flying into the stands off of Cluck's arms. It'll be a point for the Mustangs. Tied it back up 13-13. Pearson on the serve once again. And another ace. You placed it in the right side this time. Panthers left, and now the Mustangs are up 1, 14-13. Pearson on the serve. Let's see where she hits it now. And she'll get a little too much on that one. It'll go out the back, and it's now 14-14 in this back and forth third set. Warner on the serve. Serve received by Pearson. Maybe that was O'Farrell knocking it over. Scone to Charlemagne in the middle. Swanson on the hit. We have crazy back and forth volleyball. Point for the Mustangs. As we're going to say, Fritzy, I didn't say the call there. I'm guessing it was something where like she was over the line or into the net or something along those lines. As Miranda Bisa gets her first action of the night for the varsity team. Coming in for Sarah Warner. Swanson on the serve. Serve received by Lent. Back over, and the Panthers knocking over. Fritzy thought Lent had a little miscommunication. Point for the Mustangs. Up 2 now, 16-14. Swanson on the serve. And it'll go off of Lent's arms, flying backward. Point for the Mustangs. They're up 17-14 as Coach Rodewell takes his first time out of this set. Now, like I said, it was a very interesting matchup going into this game. I mean, like I said, the Panthers have beaten teams that the Mustangs have lost to, and the Mustangs have beaten teams that the Panthers have lost to. I mean, for example, the Mustangs, they got swept when they played Hamlin, but I mean, the Panthers took Hamlin to a very, very close 5 sets, back and forth 5 sets. The Mustangs got swept when they played Wilmot, and like I said earlier, the Panthers got their one and only signature win of them so far this season against Wilmot last Thursday in 5 sets. The Mustangs beat Viborg Hurley at I believe an Esteline tournament earlier this season in a best of 3 sets, as the Panthers lost to them in 2 sets in the best of 3. As Lent comes out firing there after the timeout. Panthers still down 2 though, 15-17. Cluck on the serve. And it'll go out. Point for the Panthers, as I believe that was Block who can control it. And like I said, the Panthers, they've gotten a couple wins so far, but outside of their really good quality win against Wilmot, they've beaten Esteline twice, who's 0-8. That's pretty much it. They beat Dual, who's 1-9, and they've also beaten Hitchcock Tulare, who's 2-7 so far in the season. So, outside of Wilmot, they've beaten teams with 0 wins, 2 wins, and 1 win. So, I'm not going to say that, if they beat Waubay Summit tonight, this is a good 2-win team. They're very, very underrated. So it'll be interesting to see if the Panthers can sweep them or at least beat them in 4. And O'Farrell now will get subbed out for Berger for the Mustangs. Up 18-16 over GPL. Berger on the serve. Serve received by Fritzy. To Scone. Out to Gosh. That's Nez to Swanson. That was Ulrich. Select to Gosh in the middle. That'll barely go over, and a good point for the Panthers. Up. They're not up. They're down 17-18, down 1. Fritzy on the serve. Serve received by Pearson. But that was Swanson, and that was Ulrich there. It'll be called into the net on the Panthers, or over the line at least. Mustangs up 2, 19-17. And Michaela Johnson now comes in for Ness of the Mustangs as Block serves. Gosh hits it over, and it'll fly out of Gosh's hit. As Carly Heil now comes in from Miranda Bisa, getting her first action of the night. Johnson gets subbed out there for net for the Mustangs. Off of line serve, we'll have Pearson with the push. High with the diving dig. Gosh, hitting it over. Just going with the outside set to Heil. And she lands it. Oh. As much as I'm fired up about that, I have to apologize. I can't say she landed. And she gets the kill, is what I meant to say. As it's tied right back up, 19-19. Lent with the serve. Serve received by Berger. High with the push. Berger to Ness. To Swanson with the push. Neff's going with the push there. She didn't have any other options. As Pearson with a tip over. And point for the Panthers. Going to call a lift on Pearson. 2019 in favor of GPL. Let's see if they can close out let's see if the Panthers can close out the Mustangs in 3 sets. To be determined. Lent with the serve. Serve received by Pearson. Swanson with the push. Scone. That was Lent to Scone to Heil. Digged by O'Reilly. To Pearson back over. That's Heil. To Scone to Gosh in the middle. And she hits it into the net. And it will be a point for the Mustangs. It's tied right back up 20-20. Johnson on the serve. Serve received by Fritzy. To Scone. To Gosh. And that'll be 4 hits on the Panthers, as I believe. Gosh hit it into the net there. And it comes right back to her. Mustangs take a 1-point lead, 21-20. Scone out to Heil. To Berger, to Johnston, out to Pearson. And she hits it into the net. Point Panthers, 21-21. Morgan Gosh on the serve for the Panthers. Serve received by O'Reilly. To Johnston, to Pearson. And it looked like she almost threw that down. It'd be a point for the Panthers. Yep, I believe so they should have called a lift, but like she picked it up and threw it over. Panthers up 22-21, I should say. Gosh on the serve. Panthers are close to closing this one out. And a smart decision there by O'Reilly to let that one go as it flies out the back. 22-all as Gosh gets subbed out for Kristen Cluck. Libero. And O'Farrell will now come in for Berger for the Mustangs. That was Ulrich on the serve. Serve received by Fritzy to Scone out to Charlemagne. Just barely tipping it over. She can't keep that one in play. It's 23-22 Mustangs. See if the Panthers can go there. They're close. See if they can finish them off in 3. Ulrich on the serve. Barely getting over. Fritzy can't come in time. Point for the Mustangs as Coach Rodewell takes a timeout here in this 3rd set, as that's his 2nd one, and it coming at a very desperate time. I mean, the Panthers need to make at least a 2-0 run here. They need to get quick back-to-back points to keep this 3rd set going. Now, like I said, I mean, with some upcoming events, like I said, I mean, the girls play at Castlewood on Monday versus Sisseton on Tuesday, and at Waverly on Thursday. Then following that, our football team takes on Webster in Webster, starting at 7 next Friday on the 22nd. And then that on the 23rd, our JV team has like a little jamboree. It's like a bunch of little mini games. That'll take place at the Hamlin Sports Complex at 10 a.m. next Saturday on the 23rd. There'll be a point for the Panthers as Ulrich steps over the line as she serves. Point for the Panthers. Panthers need to get at least one more to keep this going. Scone with the serve. Serve received by O'Reilly. To Johnston. To O'Farrell. That's Cluck. To Scone. To Heil. That's Pearson. Johnson out to Pearson. And she gets it. Point for the Mustangs as Mustangs win a back and forth 3rd set. And this game will go to 4 sets at least. And I will be back in About 3 minutes to see if the Panthers can close off the Mustangs in 4. And we are back with the 4th set. As the Panthers have a 2-1 lead, they almost closed out Waubay Summit. Lost the 3rd set, 25-23. It's getting very close as Pearson opens up with hitting that one into the net, point for the Panthers, opening up this 4th set. Scoring on the serve. Serve received by Pearson there, I believe it was. Go with the push. That was Ulrich. That was blocking it over. Point for the Panthers. Quick back-to-back points here. It's going with the serve. Serve received by Pearson. That was Berger hitting it over. That's Clark to Scone. Out to Warner. Nice hit over. And that'll be a point for the Panthers as Swanson couldn't keep that one in play. And it will be a point for the Panthers, up 3-0 early in this 4th set. Off of a Scone serve, that was Pearson's with the serve received. He's going with the outside set to Warner. She hits it. It's Pearson to, that was Berger hitting it over. Oh no, and that's Fritzy with the hit. And nice decision there by Ulrich to not hit it. Point for the Mustangs, getting their first point of the 4th set as Johnston takes a seat for Ness. And a nice decision there by the Panthers to keep that one out. 4-1 Panthers. Warner on the serve. Serve received there by Pearson. And that'll be a point for The Mustangs down 4-2 in this fourth set so far. And we're going to have Elena Berger, number 22 on serve for the Mustangs. And a little miscommunication by the Panthers. And it'll be an ace for Berger. Serve there by Berger, I'm sorry. Serve received by Warner. To Scone. To Fritzy. That's Pearson with the dig. Out to, I believe that was Ulrich hitting over, and now it's quick, right back, 4-4. Glenn with the outside hit there off of, that was Berger's serve. Swanson with the push, that's Warner. To Scone, out to Lent, and she gets the kill there, nice job by Lent. Point Panthers up 5-4. Clock on the serve. Serve received by Pearson. That'd be blocked with the push. That's Fritzy to Schlecht, out to Fritzy, just barely getting it over. Swanson with the push. That's Clock to Scone, out to Lent. And it goes out just about a foot or two long, and it'll be a point for the Mustangs. It's 5-5. That's O'Reilly barely getting it over for the Mustangs. And now Pearson hitting it over. That's Clark with the dig to Scone with the push. Mustangs are ready for it. More or less. And it'll be a point for the Mustangs. I don't know if Ulrich tried to do that, but it ends up working. 5-6. Or should I say 6-5 in favor of the Mustangs. O'Reilly on the serve. That doesn't get over the net. It'll be a point for the Panthers, up 6. They're not up 6. It's tied 6-6. What am I saying? Like I said, I'm not good at this whole commentating thing. I just do it because it's fun. Off a Fritzy serve. That was Berger on the serve receive. That's Fritzy to Scone to Schlecht in the middle. Dig by Swanson to Ness. And Alba Pearson's spike. Schlecht flat out blocked that one. And it will be a point for the Panthers. Fritzy on the serve. Serve received by Pearson. And Pearson will be tipping it over. Panthers weren't ready for that one, and it will be a point for sorry about that. Michaela Johnston will now serve for the Mustangs. And the Panthers get it over. I think the Mustangs are looking for a lift there, and Schlecht gets the kill. Panthers up 8-7. Lent on the serve. Serve received by O'Reilly. And Pearson's, that's an easy tip there for Pearson. Standing at 6'2", she can do that pretty easily. That's Ulrich on the serve. She can't get it over. Point Panthers 9-8 in favor of GPL. Schlecht on the serve for GPL. And it'll be just out. Looks to be like within less than a foot. Mustangs on the serve. That's Pearson not getting it over. And it's a crazy back and forth game right now at the moment. It'll be a point for Panthers up 10-9. Scone serve. Warner with the hit. She aims at the Waubay Summit bench there. I don't think she tried to, but And it was like that. I mean, it's been back and forth crazy so far in this fourth set. We'll see if who can come out on top. See if anybody can go on a little run here and take control of the set. As Johnston there took a seat for Ness for the Mustangs. We have Swanson on the serve. Service by Fritzy to Gosh. To Levin with the push. That's Pearson to Swanson. Out to, that was block. He's going with the set to Gosh in the middle. And that one goes out, and it's point Mustangs. Swanson on the serve. Serve received by Lent. To Scone. To Lent. Back over. That's Pearson. To Swanson. Back to Pearson. And it'll hit the net. Point Panthers 11-11. Sarah Warner on the serve. The GPL. Serve received by Pearson. See if the Mustangs can get over. And they do. It's Warner to Scone to Lent. Just barely getting up. Nice job by Lent. She hit the ball lower and she didn't cross the line. It's a nice job by her. Panthers up 12-11. Warner on the serve. Serve received by Pearson. That was Ness to Swanson, who pushed it a little too far out. As it is now 13-11 GPL. Warner on the serve again. The serve received by that was Pearson to Ness to Swanson. That's Warner. Let's go with the push. I'm going to have block with the hit. Dig by Cluck. Fritzy with a little push there. Rofero knocking it over. That's Fritzy. Just going with the set. Out to Len. She's going to barely get it over. Nice smart play there by Len. Mustangs weren't ready for it. It's 14-11 in favor of GPL. Warner with the serve, and it'll be an ace as Pearson couldn't control it. It'll go right off her arm. It's 15-11 as Panthers, like I said, Panthers on a little 5-0 run here, taking a 4-point lead in this fourth set. Now, as like most of you know, every home game, Coach Riddlewell chooses a different dress out night. And tonight is beach night, so it's not one of the more popular ones between our students. They really don't have a lot of beach attire. But most of the nights, we have nights like blackout or blue out or white out or red, white, blue night. You know, just stuff like that, just to love to see the students get into it. Coming out of the timeout, let's see if the Mustangs can do anything different. Point for the Mustangs. Not point. Why did I say that? I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I'm not good at this commentating thing. Nice, smart decision there by Lent. And it's 16-11. Warner on the serve. Serve received by, I believe, Swanson. That should be an easy one for Gosh. And it's going to have to hit it over. That's Pearson. Out to, that was Swanson. The block can control it. It's 17-11. Let's see if the Panthers can close out the Mustangs here. As Olsen comes back in after a little while for block. Warner on the serve once again. Panthers on a 7-0 run. And Mustangs get their first point in a while. It's Ness with the kill. As Miranda Bisek comes in her first playing time in a while for Sarah Warner. As O'Farrell takes a seat for Berger for the Mustangs. Berger on the serve. Serve received by Bisek. To Skull, a little miscommunication by the Panthers, but they get it over. We'll have Ulrich with the hit there. Serve received by Clock, a little miscommunication again for the Panthers, giving an easy one for the Mustangs. Let's see if they can capitalize. Here we have Scone to Gosh, outside to Fritzy. Dig by Swanson to Ness, to the Olsen, and that'll be blocked by Fritzy. Mustangs still can have control of it. Pearson trying to get it over. Nonchalant face telling me she didn't try to do that. Barely hitting the net and going over. Mustangs with quick back-to-back points coming out of the timeout. 17-13. Panthers still with a 4-point lead. Berger with the serve. Let it go out. And B6 should have hit that one. It's now 17-14. Berger on the serve. Serve received by not B6. That's Cluck with the serve received. Lent with the hit. And that goes flying out to the top row of bleachers. Lent gets a hold of that one. That goes flying off of Pearson's arms. 18-14. GPL ended a quick 4-0 run by the Mustangs. Cluck on the serve. And that's an ace for Cluck. She says she has a couple of those in the night so far. Berger couldn't get to that one in time. 19-14. And that one will be a couple feet out. Someone flies out. It'll be a point for the Mustangs. Down 4, 19-15. As Olsen comes in for Block. Or no, Block comes in for Olsen for the Mustangs. And Block comes right back out for O'Reilly. O'Reilly on the serve. Serve received by Bisek to Fritzy. He's going with the push. That's Swanson. And that was, I believe that was Ulrich there. And Bisek dives for it, can't get there in time. It'll be a point for the Mustangs, down 3. Let's see if the Panthers can maintain their little lead here. So Riley on the serve. Serve received by Cluck to Scone, out to Fritzy. And that'll fly out. Mustangs within 2 now. As Coach Rodwell takes a timeout. Panthers are only up 2 now. What was once, I believe, a 17-11 lead is now 19-17. The Mustangs are on a 5-2 run right now. Coming out of their last timeout so. Well, like I mentioned earlier, I mean, Waubay Summit is a very good 2-8 team. I mean, they're playing a lot of very good B schools or A schools. I mean, like they played Hamlin, who's an A school. They've also played Aberdeen Roncalli, who's an A school. I mean, out of their 10 games they played, I believe 8 of them have been against teams above 500. I should correct myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of the 10, I should say, have against above 500 or better teams. So I mean, they are 2-2 versus teams with a below 500 record. So, like I said, Pearson with a hit there, and it'll hit the net and fall down. 2017 GPL. And a Fritzy on the serve. And let's see if the Panthers can recover off of O'Reilly's bad serve receive. Pearson knocking it over. That's Schlecht. To Scone, out to Lent. She wails on it. See if the Mustangs can keep this one in play. As that's Ulrich hitting it over. There's Clark with the dig. To Scone with the set. Out to Lent, who hits it. And fly out. Point Mustangs, 2018. As Johnson now comes in for Ness. Johnson on the serve. Serve received by Bisek. To Scone, out to Lent. Dig by, I believe that was Berger. Pearson with the hit. Nice dig there by Clark. And it'll be a point for the Panthers. They're going to call a lift. I didn't see who the lift was on, but it'll be a lift on the Mustangs. Point Panthers up 21-18. Let's see if they can. take control as Miranda Beastlick now comes out for Sarah Warner. Natalie Lent on the serve. Serve received by O'Reilly. To Johnston, to Pearson in the middle. She wails on it. Fritzy with the dig. With the base, you just want to play. Sarah Warner knocking it over. Nice job by the Panthers. Great job. Pearson again. And Fritzy couldn't get that one. It'll be a point for the Mustangs. 21-19 is the score. O'Farrell now comes in for Berger for the Mustangs as Ulrich is up to serve. Serve received by Fritzy to Scone to Lent. And that'll fly out. The lead is now 1. Mustangs have been trailing for most of this fourth set, but now the lead is now 1. Nice job there by Fritzy off of Ulrich. So that was close. That was the last second decision. And that's a good one at that. As Morgan Gosh now comes in, getting her first playing time in a little while. Point for, oh, did I say point for? Right there, point for the Panthers. That's an ace there for Schlecht. Panthers now 2 away. 23-20. Schlecht on the serve once again. That's Ulrich. To Johnston, to Pearson. Hits it into the net. 24-20. Panthers now 1 away from taking this game. It's a game point. Schlecht on game point here for the Panthers. Of Johnston to Swanson. That's Schlecht. Schlecht's gonna push it over. That's Johnston. Pearson with the outside hit coming. And she was into the net. Olivia Scone, that was over the line there, I should say, for the Panthers as Pearson is now on the serve for the Mustangs. Mustangs down 24-21. Still game point for the Panthers. Pearson on the serve. Serve received by Fritzy. Scone out to Warner for the win, and she gets it. Nice job there by Warner as she gets the game-winning point. Panthers win this fourth set 25-21. A very good win. I mean, like I said, Waubay Summit's only 2-8, now 2-9, but it's a very, very good win. Girls are fired up, and they have a good reason to. They just made a very good Waubay Summit team. The Panthers improved to 6-8. The Mustangs fall down to 2-9. So the Panthers win in four sets, I should say. Sorry, I had a loss of words there. I will see you guys, I believe, next Tuesday when the volleyball team takes on the Sisseton Lady Redmen. Have a good night, guys.